U.S. aircraft are striking key Iranian targets. The strikes continue with precision.
Something big just happened, and I mean really big. The United States military just made a move that has the entire world holding its breath right now. FA-18 fighter jets, CH-47 Chinook helicopters, and one of the most powerful naval forces on the planet, all of it rushing toward one target. Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you changes everything. Welcome back to Endwell News, where we break down what's really happening in the world in plain, simple language that you can understand. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. We're going to keep you updated every single step of the way. Now, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start from the beginning because context matters. For years, the tension between the United States and Iran has been like a pot of water sitting on a hot stove, simmering, bubbling, getting hotter and hotter. And a lot of people have been asking, when does that pot boil over? Well, folks, we may be watching that moment right now. Here's what we know. The USA military has deployed a massive show of naval power in the region. We're talking about aircraft carriers. These are floating cities, people. These ships are so big, they carry their own airports on top of them. They carry thousands of soldiers, dozens of aircraft, weapon systems, and enough firepower to change the entire balance of power in a region overnight. And what's on those carriers? What are they sending out? FA-18 Super Hornets. Now, if you don't know what an FA-18 is, let me paint you a picture real quick. Imagine the fastest, most deadly, most advanced fighter jet you've ever seen in a movie. Now make it real. The FA-18 Super Hornet can travel at speeds faster than sound itself. It can carry missiles, bombs, and precision-guided weapons. It can strike a target from miles away with terrifying accuracy. These are not training jets. These are not patrol planes. These are warplanes, and they are in the air. But that's not all. CH-47 Chinook helicopters have also been spotted being deployed. Now the Chinook is a different kind of machine. It's a big, heavy-lift helicopter, the kind used to move troops, equipment, and supplies deep into hostile territory fast. When you see Chinooks moving, it tells you one thing very clearly. Boots may be going somewhere on the ground. This is not a small operation. This is not a drill. The USA military is making a statement, and they are making it loud. Now you might be asking, why Iran? Why now? Great question. Let me break it down for you simply. Iran has been a thorn in the side of USA foreign policy for decades, going all the way back to 1979, when the Islamic Revolution changed everything. The relationship between Washington and Tehran has been cold, tense, and at times, downright dangerous. But in recent years, things have escalated in ways that are hard to ignore. Iran has been accused by the USA, by Israel, and by many of their allies of funding and arming militant groups across the Middle East. Groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Houthis in Yemen, various factions in Iraq and Syria. The Houthis especially have been a major flashpoint. They've been launching drone and missile attacks on ships in the Red Sea, one of the most important shipping lanes in the entire world. When ships can't safely pass through the Red Sea, it affects global trade. It affects prices. It affects you, the person watching this video, paying for groceries, paying for gas. So when the USA says enough is enough, they're not just protecting military interests. They're protecting the economy. They're protecting international shipping routes. They're protecting lives. And then there's Israel. We cannot talk about this situation without talking about Israel. Because for Iran, Israel isn't just a neighbor they disagree with. Iran's leadership has publicly called for Israel's destruction. They've funded attacks against Israeli civilians. And since the October 7th Hamas attacks in 2023, the entire region has been on a razor's edge. The United States has a deep, unbreakable alliance with Israel. So when Iran's proxies, the group's Iran funds and supports, keep attacking Israel and USA assets in the region, at some point, America responds. And folks, that response appears to be happening right now. Let's talk about what this military deployment actually means, because sending an aircraft carrier strike group into a region isn't like sending a few soldiers on patrol. This is a massive operation. A typical USA aircraft carrier strike group includes one aircraft carrier, the giant floating base, several guided missile destroyers and cruisers, ships loaded with missiles that can shoot down planes, submarines, and even ballistic missiles, submarines that you can't even see lurking beneath the surface, supply ships to keep the whole operation running for months. And then you add the FA-18 Super Hornets, flying sorties that means missions over the target area, and the CH-47 Chinooks on standby to move people and equipment. This is not a message written in words. This is a message written in steel and firepower. And the world is reading it. Iran's government has responded with typical tough talk, saying they are not afraid, that they will respond to any aggression. But here's what many military analysts are pointing out. Iran knows what they're facing. They know what the USA military is capable of. And despite the bold words their leaders say in public behind closed doors, there is serious concern. Because when America moves like this, history tells us things get very serious very fast. We saw it in Iraq in 1991. We saw it again in 2003. When the USA military moves with this kind of force and this kind of coordination, the outcome is almost never small. So what happens next? Let's look at the scenarios. Scenario 1. Diplomacy wins. This show of force could be exactly that, a show. A message. A way for the USA to say, back down. Pull back your proxies. Stop the attacks, and Iran, faced with the reality of what they're up against, chooses to negotiate. This has happened before in history. Sometimes the biggest guns never have to be fired because just showing them is enough. We pray for this outcome. We genuinely do. Scenario 2. Limited strikes. The USA conducts targeted military strikes on specific Iranian-backed positions, missile launch sites, weapons storage, command centers. It stays controlled. It doesn't spiral. Iran responds with limited attacks of their own, and both sides eventually step back from the edge. This scenario is dangerous. People get hurt. Lives are lost. But it doesn't become a full-scale war. Scenario 3. Full escalation. This is the scenario that keeps military analysts, diplomats, and world leaders awake at night. A miscalculation, a strike that goes too far, a retaliation that crosses a line. And suddenly we're not talking about a regional conflict anymore. We're talking about something much, much bigger. No one wants scenario 3. Not the USA, not Iran, not Israel, not the world. But the scary truth is, once a match is lit near enough gunpowder, sometimes the explosion happens before anyone can stop it. That's why what happens in the next few days and weeks is so critical. Every decision made by military commanders and world leaders right now carries enormous weight. I want to stop here for a moment, because in Endwell News, we don't just cover the news. We care about people, real people, people on all sides of this conflict. There are American soldiers right now, sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, husbands and wives, who are out on those ships, in those planes, far from their families, far from home, doing a job that puts their lives on the line every single day. Pray for them. There are people in Iran right now, ordinary men and women, mothers and fathers, children who didn't choose the policies of their government, who are just trying to live their lives, who are scared of what might happen. Pray for them too. There are people in Israel who have already been through unimaginable suffering, who have buried loved ones, who still live with the sound of sirens ringing in their ears from missile alerts. Pray for them. Wherever you are watching this video right now, whether you're in America, whether you're in Africa, whether you're in Europe or Asia, I want to ask you to do something. Take just 30 seconds right now. Close your eyes if you want, and just pray. Pray for peace. Pray for wisdom for the leaders making these decisions. Pray that cooler heads prevail. Pray that somehow humanity finds a way to choose dialogue over destruction. Pray that the mothers on all sides get to keep their children, that the fathers get to come home. Because at the end of the day, whether you're Iranian or American or Israeli, you want the same thing. You want your family to be safe. You want tomorrow to come. We are all human beings on this earth together, and right now, we need to pray like we've never prayed before. Lord, bring peace. Protect the innocent. Give wisdom to the powerful. And remind every nation that no military victory is worth the cost of a generation of young lives. On camera, energy picks back up slightly, direct and warm. Okay. Here's the thing. This story is not over, not even close. What we are watching right now is a developing situation. Things are moving fast. New information is coming in. Military positions are shifting. Diplomatic channels are opening and closing, and every single update could change the entire picture. That's why I need you to do one thing right now. Hit that subscribe button. Seriously, look at the bottom of your screen right now. Find that red subscribe button and click it. Then hit the bell icon so you get notified every single time we post. Because when something breaks in this story, and it will break, you are going to want to hear it from us first. In plain language, without all the confusing jargon, without the political spin, just the facts explained simply so you actually understand what's happening in the world. That's what Endwell News is here for. We're here for you. So subscribe. Share this video with someone who needs to see it. Drop a comment below, tell me, what do you think will happen next, and are you praying for peace? I read every single comment. Let's talk. Thank you for watching today. Stay safe, stay informed, and above all, stay hopeful. Because even in the darkest moments of human history, peace has always been possible. Let's keep praying for it. This is Endwell News. I'll see you in the next one.